What is going on, everyone? It is James, aka the Comic Raider, and man, it has been a long time since I have done a video, but to be honest, just haven't been feeling it. Haven't had anything I really needed to make one on or wanted to, I guess, but it was time to get back into my groove, and I got a cool little mail call that I was pretty excited about because I have not opened any of these in a long time. Just meaning sports cards. I've still got a few Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh here and there, but yeah. So sports I have not done in a long time. So this is the 2023 Prizm NFL. So I am very excited about this. Now I will say I got these from Target because I saw that they were available and they were in stock, and I was like, I haven't opened anything in a long time. Typically I wouldn't buy a box like this just because it does not come with like a guaranteed auto or memorabilia. It does say that there is a potential for that, but I usually like to buy one that I know at least for sure I'm going to get something. But like I said, I just haven't opened up anything in so long, and I knew that this was a new product, so I said, what the hell, let's go for it. So here we are. I figured we could also talk a little bit of football while we open this, so we'll do that as well. For my Raiders, disappointing season as per usual, but at the same time it went better than I had thought it was gonna go. So I didn't have high hopes, or no, I'm sorry, I had high hopes. I didn't have high expectations for Josh McDaniels' crew this year. And that's kind of how it all went, So I was definitely not bummed. I was bummed. Okay, got an Anthony Richardson rookie base there, it looks like. We got a Zay Jones disco. I do like Zay Jones, a former Raider, and then Mike Evans. So the Zay Jones looks like not numbered or anything, but there is our first disco. I guess I should say orange disco if it decides to go into focus. All right, so we're definitely back to focus issues. What's a Comic Raider video without issues with focus, right? Actually, let me sleeve and top load that. What was I saying? So yeah, bummed that the Raiders were again making a coaching change, but at the same time it was like it needed to be done. That team was lost. I was excited when Antonio Pierce got the job. I've always liked him as a player. I also remember when he was an analyst on ESPN for a bit. So I had already really liked the guy. I was happy to see him get a shot, and although, it wasn't perfect, he definitely was the right man for the job, and I do believe is the right man for that team. So, hopefully any day now. Oh, Josh Jacobs, there we go. Hopefully any day now they will go ahead. Okay, so we got Orange Disco BJ Ojulari, rookie from the Cardinals. And then Hunter Henry. So, I don't know what that is. I mean, I already showed it, so whatever. If someone uses it, they use it. But, yeah, I like AP. I'm excited for them to hopefully hire him and then, see what he can do with the full year. I do see something on the back here already, so I got a little teaser of at least what we're getting here at the end. Brian Branch, rookie card. James Cook, orange disco for the Bills. And then got a Justin Fields prismatic. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do with a full year. Oh my god, I give up. Obviously, I have a throat cough issue right now. Excited to see what he can do with the full year. And, I think the hiring of him is going to keep players around. Obviously, it was reported that, Max Crosby made it clear that, he was going to be requesting a trade probably if they didn't go ahead and retain him. So I'm not mad at it. We'll see what happens next year. Not that I'm excited for another coaching change. I also think that there's a quarterback that they gotta get a new quarterback as well. But we'll see. We will see what happens. As far as the rest of the NFL, very excited to see what is going on with the Lions and the Texans. I know that everybody's gonna say this, but I wanted C.J. Stroud, and I wanted. Okay, go dropping James Cook. I wanted C.J. Stroud. But I'm being dead serious. So the Raiders people were saying, are they going to get a quarterback or trade up for one, or something? And I wanted C.J. Stroud. Of the other choices, I thought Anthony Richardson was going to be good, but that was also a risk, and a risk that I didn't want the Raiders taking. I didn't think that Bryce Young would do well on the Raiders, but I thought that. All right, you're gonna have to deal with being closer to my ugly mug so that we have less issues. Justin Shorter, rookie. I just thought that Bryce Young on the Raiders it didn't seem like it would work, and I thought that C.J. Stroud was the best choice. I had also watched an interview with him on the Pivot and just really, really liked the kid. So it's amazing to see what he's doing. I love that for that team. I love that for C.J. Stroud. I'm bummed that couldn't have happened with him being a Raider, but it is what it is. So I like seeing what the Texans are doing. I like seeing what the Lions are doing. It's going to be interesting playoffs, and we'll see where it goes. And then let's see. Oh, fantasy football. Congrats to, there we go, little silver prism there, Montez Sweat. Congrats to those who did well in their fantasy football. I did well. I won one of my leagues. I'm in 2 leagues. One with some old co-workers and one with the Comic Book Fiend Club members. So the Comic Book Fiend Club one, I started off great. I had second pick. I decided to go Eckler, and I can literally boil down my season to that pick. The fact that I picked Eckler over CMC, and the reason why I did that is because up until that point, I've had Eckler in the past, and he's always done well for me, and he hasn't had injury concerns, and I was worried about injury concerns with Christian McCaffrey. Come to find out, Christian McCaffrey absolutely went off this year, did not have injury concerns. Meanwhile, I spent dealing with injury concerns with Eckler this year. So I started like 5-0 without Eckler, but then, George Kittle disco. Once AJ Brown, once he came back, it just the rest of the season, the rest of my team just really did not perform well, week in and week out, and a lot of that boils down to not having Eckler. Had I been able to play CMC every week, I would have had a much better shot. So that's it for box number 1. So now we get into box number 2. So it's a bummer. I think I finished, I don't know, 8 and... I don't know. I think I had 8 wins or something like that. I got 4th place. So that was a bummer. But then in my other league, I ended up winning. and that was really cool. Again, I kind of busted on my first pick, but I ended up being able to manage my way to a victory. So on the other one, I had 6th pick, and I went Travis Kelce. So I was like, all right, I'm set. Oh, I like this one. I got Prime in a Falcons. I love that. Love Prime time. Zadarius Smith. We got Stetson Bennett, the 4th rookie disco for the Rams, and then Darius Slay. So, yeah, I got Travis Kelce, and then what really made my season, and honestly what led me to victory in that league, was waiver pickups. I ended up, nobody had drafted Nakua, and then he ends up, Mike Singletary disco. I love like old school players, so that is dope for the Bears. A Micah Parsons emergent, that's pretty cool. So nobody had drafted Nakua, and nobody had drafted Nico Collins. 2 players who absolutely went off. I drafted, like, for my drafted receivers was like Chris Godwin. Man, I don't know who else. I know Chris Godwin was one of. Gabe Davis was another one. Very hard player to manage because he had 3 0. I think it was 3 total 0-point games this year, which really sucked. And then he had only a couple that he really went off on. And I've had him like in previous years. I know I had him last year for sure. And he just, yeah, you had the boomer bust, but it was more consistent. This was like literally, he was boomer bust. And he cost me a couple of times for sure. So that was, I had people like that as my receiver. So to pick up, that's the silver there. To pick up people like Nakua and Nico Collins and literally just leave them in the starting role for the, unless they were injured or something for the year, with them putting up 20, 30 points. I mean, that's really what did it for me. I had Josh Allen as my quarterback in that league, so solid quarterback. Travis Kelce did not do great, so I ended up, it was hard for me to ever pull him out, so I basically played him every time, but it was a lot of managing there, a lot of managing my defense because I kind of bounced around a little bit. I had the Bills for I think a while, but I did bounce around a little bit there. But yeah, it really, like I said, I can attribute that one, Malik Willis disco there. I can attribute my victory really to the waiver wire and picking up Nakua and Nico Collins. And then, who else? I had Josh Jacobs, Pacheco. It was only like an 8-man league. So, Pacheco, Josh Jacobs. Oh, that was another thing. So this is where being a fan of a team paid off for me. So, towards the end, Pacheco was doing good. I think he got hurt a couple times, though. I had Javonte Williams, who was very hit or miss. And then I also had... I had another running back. I can't remember. But I ended up, towards the end of the year, Josh Jacobs got hurt and started sitting out. And as a Raiders fan, I knew, okay, well, that means Zamir White is going to come in. He's going to get the ball a bunch. I knew he was going to get the ball a bunch because I've watched this team before. And I knew that their other running back was going to be Bolden, who was going to be like short yardage. And then Amir Abdullah, who was going to come in to like catch passes. But he was not going to be getting a ton. So I knew Zamir White was going to get work. So I pick him up. And sure enough, I think he averaged 15 to 20, somewhere around there, which is, that's all I needed. I just needed a solid 15 to 20 effort, and I played him for the rest of the year, for the rest of that season, because why not? So yeah, that was awesome for me. I was really happy, that my fandom was able to pay off there. Brian Young, rookie for the Raiders. I did not get a lot of Raider cards. TJ Hawkinson, that was my tight end in my one of my leagues. Definitely loved having him, except for when he got hurt at the end. And then Brandon Ayuk for the Niners. And that'll pretty much do it for the pack. But yeah, so hopefully those of you out there who also were playing fantasy had some luck. And if you did, let me know in the comments, or let me know like your strategy, like what helped you, or I guess what hurt you. I mean, like I said, I literally have a story of what did both. I lost a league because I drafted Eckler instead of CMC, and I say that because otherwise, it's the same position. So everything else on my team would have remained the same. I just would have had the best running back instead of a very, very not so good one this year. And I can't say for sure that I would have won, but I came in fourth, and I would like to think I would have been in that championship at least had I had Christian McCaffrey instead of Eckler. So that's how I literally lost a league, was on draft night. From the beginning, I lost it. And then in the other league, I won because of waiver wire. So that was pretty cool. So let me know if you have, any stories like that below, and or what strategies you have. I know I was able to. I got to give a shout out to Bub's Comics, because he really helped me out with like my strategy. And his point was, don't worry about. You have to worry about a lot of things when you're drafting. Yeah, you need to worry about what other people are gonna do, but you need to focus not so much on, don't pick this position in this round. Get the best players in available positions when your turn comes around. So what if nobody wants to draft a quarterback second or third? Use your first pick is going to get you one of the top people in a position, whether you use it on, a tight end or a running back or the top wide receiver. Use your picks as much as you can to get the top player in a position. Don't worry about what round you're drafting them in. And that actually worked out really well for me, because I ended up, being able to get a Kelsey. So I get what I thought at the time was going to be the top tight end, and then have a Josh Allen, who was going to be one of the top performing quarterbacks, and then get a, like a Josh Jacobs or someone that was going to be another up there. I think I got, I had the Cowboys in one of my leagues. So, fill it out with the top. It's easy to say, but a lot of times we get to, I know in previous drafts, I've been too caught up in, well, no one's taking quarterbacks yet. I don't want to start. But F it. You just got a top player in this position. Go get a top player in this position. And honestly, that was not a bad strategy. Like I said, I did decently well. I just made a mistake on which player I took. And then in the other one, I ended up winning. So I was happy with that, and that'll definitely be my strategy moving forward. And we'll see how it goes. So good luck to those of you out there. And, if your team is still in the playoffs, good luck as well. As far as this goes, we got a bunch of cool discos. The only, other one really was the prismatic Justin Fields. But, definitely want to open some more. I want to get some autos and some memorabilia stuff. So definitely we'll be on the lookout for that, and hopefully I'll have some more videos coming soon for that. So in the meantime, I am out. Comic Raider says deuces.